Hello and welcome back to Hitting the Bars. I'm your host, Keltie, and I'm virtually beside the beautiful Sav. How's it going?
It's great. How are you doing in Vancouver, Canada?
I'm doing Canada. Thanks for clarifying. Is there, I heard something on a podcast, isn't there? Oh, I heard there's a Vancouver in California. I think someone might have screwed it up. Is that true? I was listening to a podcast.
I don't know, but there's definitely a Vancouver in Washington State.
That's really close.
Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy?
I was like, copycats? You just guys want to be us.
Just kidding. Yeah, you caught us. We want to be Canada.
Let's be honest, it's the other way around. We are
That's how I'm going to
Walmart,
say.
great value version. We just tag along.
I have a friend that lives in Vancouver, Canada, and she would literally drive to Washington, like across the border, solely to get Costco gas.
Wow.
And if that doesn't show you want a piece of America, I don't know what does.
Oh, yeah.
Because Costco is the best thing we have to offer, sadly.
No, I will one-up you. I have way too many friends that when they're in Ontario would go down, or people here in BC would go down, Trader Joe's. That's got a chokehold. There's a lot of women up here in Canada popping down there to do a big Trader Joe's. They are Trader Joe's.
I'm a Trader Ho.
I honestly respect it.
Literally go to Trader Joe's like twice a day. Like, I cannot get enough of it. Everything's perfect about it. I'm never mad. And like, the marketing is impeccable. It looks healthy when majority of the time it's not. And it's pretty affordable.
I was gonna say, the amount of times I've watched like YouTube Trader Joe's hauls and all that when I I can't get it. But I was like, it's got a chokehold on me and I can't even purchase it. So I could just imagine if you could actually purchase it, the chokehold it has.
Oh, absolutely. It's just like aesthetically nice, and then also it's just good vibes. Usually the workers are really friendly, but that could just be me biased.
You know what I think of when I think of Trader Joe's?
What?
Like an excessive amount of like pumpkin themed treats.
Oh,
that's what I think of.
Love. Honestly, they've kind of calmed it down on the pumpkins, which I'm upset about. But like, I've been in it recently, and there's not a lot of pumpkinness going on, and I need it. AKA, I went to Starbucks and I've had pumpkin spice lattes like every day. But you're not wrong. They do usually go hard in the pumpkin department, and not a lot of people know this, but like Trader Joe's has like a newsletter that you can pick up at like checkout, and it's so cool. It's like a cute literal like newspaper that basically goes over like, hey, here's what's new, here's some recipes to try with our ingredients, and like some random factoid. It's really fun. You should check it out.
I like how you use the term fun. That is peak fun. Like, you know what I mean? But it, like, I'm the whole time
from Trader Joe's. Oh my God, I'm a loser.
The whole time I'm like sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm like, yeah, I do want to do that. And then I stopped. I was like, when did this become fun?
This is what mid-20s looks like. Okay, like, I'm excited for a vacuum. I'm excited to read the newspaper at Trader Joe's. Sue me.
You start flexing about Dysons, then like Dyson vacuum, all that. I was like, when that gets a chokehold on you is when you know.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. My best friend, Jordan, we were, like, FaceTiming, and I was like, what's new, Jay? And she was like, I got a carpet cleaner. And she was so excited. And I was like, do you hear yourself right now? And I was so excited for her. And she used to live in California, like, literally in the same apartment complex, because we're obsessed with each other and we follow each other around. And I used her, like, carpet cleaner one time. And I'm like, Jordan, you had one before. And she's like, no. This one's, like, the nicest carpet cleaner. And I was like, wow, you have to show me it when I visit you. Like, that's my life now. It's just the little things, the little things as an adult.
That's what you start to appreciate, just those little moments. It's not the big things. It's the little ones.
Absolutely.
It made me think of something. If they're not doing as much pumpkin-themed stuff at Trader Joe's, what is, like, the other fall favorite that you noticed or that you like the other fall-themed flavor that's, like, under-recognized? Because pumpkin just steals it, but there's other good ones.
True. Oh, like spiced apple?
Ooh, I know. I was literally going to be like apple pie, like apple crumble is underappreciated. It is unreal.
I completely agree. And I really want to try that new Starbucks drink that's, like, spiced apple espresso.
Oh, I haven't even noticed.
Like, it creeps me out to think apple in my coffee, so I feel very indifferent, but I'm willing to try it. And I've seen some people have it, It's kind of creepy because there's like weird like liquid that sits at the bottom.
Oh, I have seen. It's like a caramel drizzle thing around it, right?
I think. So I want to try it. I've been meaning to like treat myself to a little date and get it. But every time I go in there, I'm like, pumpkin spice has my heart. And like, honestly, I just like pumpkin, period. I will always eat pumpkin. I'm not trying to be so basic. I just prefer pumpkin flavors. I always have.
It's so good. It's so nostalgic because my mom, come fall and winter, she'd make pumpkin waffles every Sunday.
Yum.
And so it's got such a chokehold on me for the third time I've said that. But it's like, obviously we all love it, but there's just something, I'm like, it just brings me back to simpler times. And I also had the best pumpkin spice of my life on Wednesday, because Sav knows this, you guys won't, but the podcast listeners get to know ahead of time. I did a triathlon for charity without training on Wednesday, and after I was just dead and like, no, you have no appetite after, and I'm just sitting there like walking back from finishing the run, and I was like, I don't even know what I want with my life anymore. And then I saw a big Starbucks sign. I was like, all I want in the world is some kind of ice pumpkin overly sugary cream thing. I was like, I don't know what it is, but that's all I want. And that was my trophy. That was after my Olympic triathlon. I was like, I don't even remember what I got. I think I just got
sugar.
I think it was just iced pumpkin spice. No, it was a shaken espresso with pumpkin spice.
Oh, that sounds
like the sugar. Because I just was like, normally I'm not an iced person, and if you've seen the TikTok that went viral, you'll know why. I'm like a hot person, like hot cappuccinos, hot lattes. But after that it tasted like everything. It tastes like victory. It was so good. But there's a little hack. I think it's a little cheaper. You do the shaken espresso, and you just put in a couple pumps of pumpkin spice and oat milk or almond milk. I don't remember what I picked. One of those.
Wow. I love a good deal at Starbucks. Yeah. Like a little hack. You can always do like, say like a 3-shot espresso over ice. I don't know now if it's cheaper, but years ago we used to do that. So essentially it was like a stronger Americano, and then cream. They fill it with cream after, and then you choose like your flavor, and it was like a cheaper version of like a latte essentially. Like Americano's just shots in water, right? It's straight up coffee, just like fresh. But if you put cream in it, it's gonna taste like a latte.
100%. I think that's what I did, but I think it's called shaken espresso, which I don't know if there's a price difference. Also, Starbucks, I'm going to complain. I'm going to sound like an old Karen right here for a second, is so expensive in Vancouver in the last few months because they added a whole bunch of like every drink you have to pay for the cup, and then just like inflation. So suddenly my coffee became $7. I was like, I'm got to cut back on this.
Wow. That's when you know like the age though with some people. Like our parents will be like, a cup of coffee now costs $6. And I'm always like, I know. I mean, that's the generation I grew up in, so.
I feel like $5 coffee is like a respectable, like that's a quality cup. Good deal. Then $7's like, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
How dare they?
One time, Michael and I got a coffee in Puerto Rico, and it was like this barista spot near us, and it was like $9 a coffee. Like we got like vanilla lattes, and we paid for it, and I walked away. Both of us were like, wait, why was that so expensive? And I literally asked for the receipt. I was like, there's no way this coffee, like we didn't do anything to it, just like vanilla latte. Yeah. Weirdly, it was $9. Like for a single coffee.
But I can't think of a coffee that'd be good enough. Like in Italy, best coffee, it wasn't even that expensive. I was like, what could they possibly do? That cow that they got the milk from better be like a Kardashian's cow that they milk once a year.
Absolutely.
Something. I don't know.
But somehow, even though I can make the coffee, I like getting it. Like treating myself to it when I'm like, I can replicate this and save so much money.
There you go. Or someone once told me this. I was like, they hate on us for having expensive coffee as like our little treat, but it's better an expensive coffee than a Lamborghini. So whenever I'm like, you know what, I'm not treating myself to really expensive things. I was like, I just have my little extra $2 I spend on something versus buying some exact like elaborate thing every week. I'm like, I just buy coffee. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. I see those jokes all the time when someone will joke like they like getting their hair done or their nails done or whatever it is. Everyone has their own thing. And like their husband will like make fun of them being like, you spend so much money. But then they go and like splurge on like a smoker, for meat.
Oh.
Or like a random thing like a barbecue. And they're like, literally, this is more than probably what this has been added up in a couple years.
Oh, yeah. I know we spend a lot of money on beauty products, but do you ever wonder how much guys spend on video games? I'm just like, I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's be real. It's pretty bang on.
Fantasy football time. Don't they put money down for that?
Oh, my God. Do you know how much money guys spend on sports betting? Have you ever looked into that?
No.
Just ask your boyfriends or your husbands. Just like, I'm just curious, like, how much do you spend? And they're just going to go silent and be like, next time you complain that I got a new lipstick, I'm going to ask how much you spend on sport betting.
Exactly. I agree. Also, this leads me into, well, it doesn't really lead me into it. I'm not smooth at transitions like you are. But I wanted to do, we told them that if they left a review, we would shout one out when we are on the podcast. So we recently got one, and it is from Loco Motion. Love the name. I didn't even know you could write your name in to Apple. Is it Apple Podcast? I have no idea. But 5-star, thank you. Oh my goodness. Says, I love this podcast. It feels like a FaceTime call, which ironically is what we do. So
Makes sense.
Yes, makes sense. Then she says, I think the topics are great and really relatable, and that way they talk freely. Guys, oh my gosh, I'm struggling. The sentence was like jumbled. That way they talk freely, which makes me feel like I'm hanging out with my friends. And then they said gym plus gin and tonic equals perfect balance. And I love that. And so I had to shout them out.
I love it. That's like the best. Did you say gym or did you say gin?
Gym and
Exactly.
I mean?
Those are our people.
Maybe that's what we should have named our podcast.
I know. There was that one TikTok sound. I did a sound to a little while ago, and it was like, Siri, remind me to go to the gym. And it was like, reminds me to go buy gin. And you're like, perfect.
Yes.
That's us.
I love that. Absolutely. So thank you. We appreciate the reviews. We love reading them, even if they're not nice. There's been a couple. We'll still take it. We'll take the criticism.
And if you ever want a topic talked about on the podcast, put it in a review. Be like, hey, we think this, talk about this. It'd be a great way to get us to talk about it. And what we're talking about on this week's episode is fall's favorites. But you'll notice something. Me and Sav are together. We are re-recording this intro. There was a little hiccup with technology, but we are actually together in New York. Nothing says fall like being in the Big Apple. And we talked. You guys loved our summer favorites, and we're going to talk our fall favorites in this episode.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'm so excited. It was such a fun video to film, and at first our audio was not fantastic, but Keltie waved her wand, her YouTube wand of editing, and said, I can fix it. So I'm glad we salvaged it, and I hope you enjoy it, because it was our first like reunited podcast in person.
Yeah. That's why we want to keep it. It's not the perfect audio, but I did change a lot to make it consumable. But we promise, you'll probably see, we upgraded our audio. But we really wanted to keep it because it was magical. It was like our first in-person one. We didn't want to just throw it away. So bear with us that there's a faint echo. But I did my magic and got rid of the heavy echo that it was.
Exactly. I love it. So with that being said, let's dive in.
So speaking of technology and things we love. First of all, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice we went down to one mic. Technology issues. Don't worry about it. But we're going to...
We wanted to snuggle up.
We just
wanted to share.
So we're going to be really close. But see?
Twins. I feel like when you're in person, it's so much easier, right?
Oh,
like there's
sure.
no like lag or anything, and we're just talking, which we both talk a lot. I feel like, who would you say talks more out of us?
I don't know. Some episodes I'm like, Keltie, you should shut up. Give Sav some more. And then other times I'm like, did I even talk in this episode? So
no, I mean in our friendship.
Oh.
Like, I feel like I just vented to you, and like Keltie literally said, Sav, we need to get to work. And I was like, oh my God, I am oversharing right now.
No, you weren't oversharing. It was one of those like, I loved it. And we're going to continue this conversation. But I was also like, we only have like 3 hours of daylight and we got to event at 6. So I was like, there's also the tough line. You're like, I want to be here for you as a friend. But we got obligations.
Yeah. You were like, I didn't fly here for nothing. I was like, you're right. I get so distracted.
I know.
But it's like my toxic trait, especially with someone like Nona. She has that same personality where we get nothing done because we're like, Huh? Squirrel. So I like that you keep it on the toes.
We do both. But then afterwards, then like I'm like that. After 8 p.m., I'm off work. I'm like, do not put a camera near me. No. We're social time. And then I'm like, feed me your problems. I'll be your unqualified therapist.
Yeah, there we go. But you know what we're getting into today? It's the reason I'm wearing a burnt orange sweater. It is the 7 must-haves for fall. We're going to do like a hot girl fall rendition.
Which I think we should do like healthy girl fall or like fit fall.
Fit fall.
Fit female fall.
Double Fs.
Fit female. No,
we don't have double Ds here. We have double Fs.
Sure. Whatever you say. Triple F.
Well, double Fs. Fit fall.
Fit fall. Double F. Okay, yeah. Love it.
Okay. So we basically wrote out some ideas that we thought would be fun of like our favorite must-haves, because fall, I don't know about you, but it's my favorite time of year.
See, I'm a little indifferent. First of all, we had the summer. You guys love the summer one. So we thought we'd bring it on to fall. If you love it, we'll also do winter. But for me, I'm a summer girl. I love summer. But the second fall hits, I'm like a hypocrite again. And I'm just like, fall's the best. So I'm like, fall and summer are the best. But I love them both. Like right now, I don't want summer to end, but I kind of want fall. And I need another like 2 weeks of summer. And then I'm like, bring on fall.
Yeah. I don't live anywhere, and I haven't lived anywhere for 5 years that has fall. Like California, Southern California, your hottest times of the year is October. So like you don't get the proper fall. You're sweating the most in fall. At least it was when I lived in Orange County. And then I lived in Miami for fall. Super hot and humid. And now Puerto Rico, hot, humid all the time. So I think that's why I love fall, is I have like this nostalgic feeling of like, for Michael, he says he dreads it because he feels like he has to go to school. Like as a kid, I loved school because I wanted to hang out with people. Yeah. So I'd be like, new clothes, like the air changes, like the smell of it, the crispy leaves, the crunches. I love it.
Honestly, I love the back to school. I love getting like a fresh new start. It's kind of like the new year, but actually you're going to start something new. Not like post Christmas, you're lazy, it's the middle of winter, you don't want to do anything. There's like a productivity to it that I love. It's like fresh new routine, fresh start. Like, and it's an actual fresh start. For like New Year's, you're just in the thick of it and then you have a bunch of debt. There's something like, we should have New Year's resolution, but for fall.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I know. So I kind of did that, but I'm calling it back to fall instead of back to school. And I'm like doing, not New Year's resolutions, but like making my routines and my plans. Yeah. Actually, that's one of my points.
I like that. About. Yeah, because I mean, it makes sense. Like summer, it's chaotic. You've been traveling so much, so you're probably like, okay, now's my time to like hunker down, get back into a routine, which I agree. I'm going to go home in 2 weeks. And I'm like, I feel like New York has been Disneyland because I love to eat out. I love everything about it. But I like have zero discipline here.
Ooh, it's tough. It's tough when like there's so many like you almost feel guilt of like every time I've moved to a new big city, it's tough because you almost can't go to the same coffee shop because you feel guilt. You're like, I gotta try something new, and like it's exhausting. Versus there's something magical of being like, I know my coffee shop, I know my lunch spots. I'm gonna go, I'm dial in, and you like you think of creativity in your work, less of like, and you need both. But sometimes by the end of summer, I'm like, I'm craving discipline. I want a routine. I want to be up at 7. I want to be every day or whatever it is, and just a bit of that.
I agree.
Versus like we were in our villain era.
Yeah,
it's a hot girl summer.
Now we're in our sweater era.
Sweater sisters.
I'm always in my sweater era, but I will always wear a sweater no matter how hot it is outside. It's like a joke everyone makes with me because it'll be 85 every single day on the island, and I am pulling up in a hoodie to the gym, and they're like, how did you even exist getting here? It's so hot. And I'm like, sweater weather.
I appreciate that. I'm kind of that and the opposite. I'm very Canadian in the sense that like I'll always wear a long sleeve, always wear a hat and a sweater, but I always want to be in shorts or skirts. Like, do not put me in pants prisons. I will wear my legs bare till the last very moment of January where I'm like, I'm risking frostbite. And then I'll put on pants.
Yeah.
But I'll wear a sweater and shorts and a vest, and like it makes no sense. And I'm like, why am I putting this outfit? Identity crisis. That's pretty sure.
Absolutely. Shall we get into our first topic, which is skincare? Do you want to take it off?
I will. So my first one is actually, I'm not actually going to do skincare. I'm going to, you're like, what the heck? I'm going to take a little bit of a different, because hair care. I'm going to do a hair care thing because this is something a lot of people ask me questions about because I did my 3-year hair growth journey just coming up. I'm very happy with my hair has grown in the last since I got my hair extensions out, which destroyed my hair. And like my hair's come back thicker and healthier. And for my ladies who sweat And I know this. You're like, I want to wash my hair because that helps with like acne. You know what I mean? All the oils aren't going down. But at the same time, I also stopped using dry shampoo because I also found that was really drying my hair because it takes out all the grease, but also like you want the healthy grease, helps with your hair. So I quit dry shampoo 3 years ago and took it out of rotation. But then I was like, I'm sweating all the time. What do I do when it's not hair wash day, but I need it? Orib's cleansing cream. It is like a shampoo, but it's like between shampoos. So it takes out all the dirt, but leaves in all the natural oils. So it's kind of a nice way, like after you finish it, you'll notice your hair isn't that like deep clean, but think you had a sweaty workout and you're like, I just want this sweat off, but it's not hair wash day. You do it. And it's kind of like keeps that natural oils in, but gets all the dirt and grease. So I only really shampoo my hair once a week, sometimes two. And then I use the cleansing cream in between. And that has helped my hair grow so much.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cleansing cream.
Yeah. And it's expensive, Orib, but I will say I buy one of those bottles and they last me 3 to 6 months because it's so concentrated. Use such a little amount. So it's like, like $100 a bottle, but then you're buying it once every 6 months. That's cheaper than getting like the drugstore. So it's an investment, but then like 10 out of 10 recommend.
Okay. I like that. I also never saw you in the era of like hair extensions or anything like that. So I find that so fascinating that you had that. Like whenever you show old videos, I never knew you in that like where your hair's done and a lot of makeup and things like that. I never saw you in that.
It was such a weird phase. And nothing against it. I was just figuring myself out in mid-20s, but I was such like a tomboy, very like natural. And then I went from like tons of makeup, hair extensions, because you just add it. And then you're like, oh, and this. And then at the end of the day, I just tried those. Tried fake boobs, tried hair extensions, tried eyelash extensions, tried a ton of makeup. And then eventually it was like, why not work? Then I started working on skincare instead of makeup. And started working on just growing my hair instead of extensions. So I really kind of, it's tough, but got to the root of all the problems. And then, here I am, no boobs, no fake extensions, and almost no makeup. So
I love that. I mean, if you think about it, I'm in my mid-20s. I was a big tomboy. And I'm over here getting some lip filler. I love my eyelash extensions. I never went the hair extension route because, one, I just couldn't maintain it and it's so expensive. But I definitely would if I could. So maybe everyone goes through a phase. Maybe I'm in my phase.
And that's the thing, you gotta try it. If you've thought about it, try it. Like hair extensions, they're fun.
Yeah.
But the second I got them out and I got to fully wash my hair, that was the best hair wash of my life. It was just like this deep scalp, and I will never go back. Because then I'm like thinking of how dirty my extensions were. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. That's the thing is I feel like when you grow up in you're a certain way, right? Like, for you and I, we were always tomboys, athletic, whatever it was. And then we had the opportunity to like kind of change who we wanted to be. So I was like, I think everyone goes through those and it's okay. And you can still like things. Like I like my eyelash extensions. I think I always will. Right. But then now I don't have real extensions. I just put them on. So then there's days I don't have to ever wear them and I can just be more natural. So I think there's something like beautiful about being open to try things to find out who you are. Because even with my lip injections, people are like, what the heck, you've never wanted to do that. And I'm like, but I just wanted to try it to see if I liked it. And if I don't, then at least I can say I don't like it.
And normalize, like, especially in your 20s, honestly teens, like, you're not supposed to know who you are until you try different versions of yourself. Like, how the hell, if you've never tried every food, are you going to know what your favorite food is? So, like, go through a punk rock phase, go through your diva phase, go through your high maintenance, go through your tomboy, try them all. And then by the end, you'll just be like, no questions. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not going back to hair extensions, but I tried that look, and then I can just check it off the list. Tried it, won't go back. So highly recommend. Go through your villainaire if you need to.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Okay, either you're out or you're in.
What's your skincare?
Okay, my skincare is, it's kind of like a broad, I'm not a big skin girly. Like I have sunscreen, I have vitamin C oil, I do a nightly routine, but I've never really been in general like skin products on my face. So I like cleansing more. So I have been trying like sugar scrubs in the sense like I've noticed I get really dry, like kind of up near my eyebrows. And like even with the climate of New York and how it's starting to change, it's not necessarily fall, but it's getting cooler and it's not as humid anymore. So like I'm noticing these like crazy kind of just like dry patches. I haven't been able to go to a dermatologist, so it's like all over my back right now. And I noticed a patch on my face, but I almost could like contain it. So once I got it, I started doing the sugar scrubs and like just trying to fix the other areas. And so sugar scrub in general, when it's more fall and like it's drier, I think is so helpful for your skin just to like get everything dead off and like kind of start over new.
Okay, you know what you need to start doing?
What?
Shaving your face.
What?
No, that should be my skincare.
Why?
Dermablading. No,
Oh.
So we call it dermablading, so we don't feel like we're shaving our face, but you're shaving your face, and you get rid of you get the top dry, because I naturally have dry skin, so I have to get rid of all the dead skin and put in the oil, and also it takes away that peach fuzz, and oh my god, so you just be careful because it's really satisfying, like popping a pimple, kind of like satisfying vibes, so you can overdo it, so maybe go into a professional, but you can get them at Sephora, and then just about once a week, I just kind of shave off all the peach fuzz, and it gets off a little bit of skin, and then your skin, all your skincare goes in better, and then you just have a smooth surface. So be careful because you don't want to shave too much and irritate, but definitely it's the same as exfoliating, but I find it's like, yeah.
You're gonna have to show me like a link or something.
I will. It's like,
I don't know what that is.
Just go on Sephora, go facial razor, and they're like $10, and I always use those ones.
Okay.
And then Skinny Confidential has her own, so I'd recommend that. Just haven't tried. I just love her.
Okay, awesome. Because yeah, it's just like with my skin lately, it's just getting so dry where I'm like, and this could be a no-brainer for everybody else, but for me, I've never focused on skincare. So then once I got a sugar scrub, I use one from Tula, and I just do it a couple times a week, maybe even once a week, especially because like I'll literally go wipe my forehead and I'm like, there is a lot of dead skin. Even Michael was like, oh my gosh, like, are you like, you have so much dead skin, you're like in a loving way, but he's like, babe, what the heck, like, you're not breaking out, but you're flaking out. Flaking out. And I was like, you're right. And so that's my skincare for fall.
There we go. Honestly, we all go through that phase, though. You don't really care about skincare, and then you finally find something that works, and then you kind of get a little hooked. You're like, oh, it actually makes a difference. And then you trickle down, you try everything, you try too much, and then you scale back. And that is the cycle of life, my friends.
Yes. You want everything that is, like, manageable. Like,
yes.
If you, is it Skims?
Oh, yeah.
That
Skin.
Skims?
Yes.
I don't know how to say it, but her, like, 10-step routine, I would never. You'll never catch me doing a 10-step skin routine. You're totally a 10-step skin routine, aren't you?
No. I was going to say, but I feel we all go through that phase because, like, that happened to me. Like, no, I had awful skin. I just kind of always had a routine, but there was nothing to it. And then one day I was like, F it. Like, I'm not the only one with skin problems like this. I'm going to figure it out. And so I started with one product and started with another. And then, like, I was in, like, a 10-step. I had all these extra things. And then one day I was like, is any of this working? And then I really was like, what are, like, the foundational pieces? Yeah. And then I went back to the basics. So your vitamin C, your moisturizer, your corrective, your exfoliator, your oil. Well, I use oil.
So 10 steps.
That's 7 steps. 3 in the morning, 3 at night. That's only 3.
Yeah, that's true. And, like, I don't hate on the 10 steps for other people, especially if you do have sensitive skin. But for, like, her to just come out being like, this is how you use it, it's a 10-step process, I would have to build up that habit. Like, I wouldn't immediately be like, I'm going to buy all, and that's expensive. I wouldn't buy all 10 products. So no hate. I just was like, I could never do immediately a 10-step routine. Knowing my personality, I would get distracted half the time and just never do it before I go to bed.
I respect that. But then I will defend Kim and say, has anyone ever gone to Kim and be like, wow, she's so basic and not extra?
That's true.
Like, imagine her just coming with one product. That would almost be like, that's not Kim. Like, you're not using one product.
Yeah,
so
true.
I'm not defending, but I'm like, we'd be more shocked on hers. But it's not for everyone. Start simple, kids.
Start simple.
Stay simple.
Stay simple. Stay happy. I don't know.
That was quote of the day. Put that on a mug.
Flaking it. Okay, next up is workout. So I'll go first this time, ma'am. My workout of choice for fall is hot yoga.
Nice.
Because it's cozy. It's like candle lit. Like, I have been doing every Sunday a yoga class in Manhattan that, like, it's completely blacked out windows and we have candle lights like everywhere and just like dark and vibey, and they put like Lizzo on and like Taylor Swift on, and we go through our flows, and I just feel fall when I'm in there because of all the like cozy vibes.
I love that. Also, it's going to be really geeky of me. I'm doing a sauna challenge, and I'm trying to figure out, because there's a lot of benefits of doing sauna. And I wonder if those same health benefits for like being in the heat, like cellular wise, are also there with hot yoga.
Oh, 100%.
Because it's not as hot as a sauna, but you're doing exercise. So it's like your internal temperatures almost. I will have a research of that by the time in like a month. But I've always been interested. I was like, it's a nice stretch, but it's also like a recovery in that sense. We just think of it as like mobility recovery, but actually like the heat
I think don't go in it to like burn calories, but think of it more of like it's kind of like an ice bath in reverse.
Yeah. Also, that is also great for your skin.
True.
All of the sweating, your pores. Yeah. Let's go. But you also, like, the one beef I have, the one qualm with hot yoga is, like, I don't like washing my hair. So then true. But, like, it's like sopping wet when I'm done. No matter how high I put it up, she's fully just, like, showered, and I have to wash my hair.
So that's why I time my hot yoga. I actually do this hot, like, it's more like hot Pilates. It's called Jaybird in Vancouver. 10 out of 10 recommend. It's kind of like meditation Pilates in a hot room. But I always plan that the day of hair wash day. Because that's my, like, perfect. It's the nicest thing. I go and do that, and then I wash my hair, and I do a cold shower, and there's, like, a new level of clean. After you've sweated that much, and then you wash your hair, that's the most satisfying shower on the face of the planet.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
And you can only really do it once or twice a week.
Also, Jaybird's was a restaurant in Huntington for fried chicken. So I just think it's contrast. Yoga. And then I was like, Jaybird's, fried chicken.
You know who are my people? The people who go to hot yoga and then get fried chicken after. I think those are my people. You're not one or the other, you're both.
Yes, both.
Maximum with life.
Absolutely. What is your workout of choice?
Mine is vertical training. So right now I have a challenge, and I'm trying to I haven't announced what it is, but I'm just trying to jump really high. We'll just leave it at that. And so it's a lot of training. I really want to get better at hurdles, like track hurdles. And it's just been really fun to go back to, like, athletic training, but not just, like, stronger. There's something so fun about it. The kids, you literally get to jump around. It's hard and it's taxing, but it's, like, super explosive and fast, and you just feel super athletic. And it's a nice progress, because we only think of, like, weight on the scale or lifting heavier or running faster, but, like, jumping higher and how much that converts to explosion in like speed. And there's a lot of weight training as well, but there's something about it that's just, like, fun, like box jumping and all that. We don't do a lot of that like as former athletes. Like, we kind of do it, but I'm just getting that for some future challenges. But it's been really fun. So I'm doing that 3 times a week, like one time with a personal trainer and being, like, coached through it, and then hopefully be able to do some, like, badass hurdles again if my old hips allow me to.
Your old hips. Honestly, though, also you could go into a career of parkour.
Honestly, back up. YouTube, podcasts don't work out. Just see me on the trending page doing parkour.
Because that'll totally help with your parkour career if you improve your vertical jump. I'm just imagining you could parkour so many different things.
Honestly?
And land it.
Pretty badass. I could go on America Ninja Warrior. What's that? Warrior Ninja? Is that it? Boom.
Oh, I don't know.
See me on there in 3 years.
Yep. There was one time Michael joined a parkour gym by himself, and he asked me to come with him. Oh my God, guys, it was so weird. So everyone's 9 or 10 or 13 maybe, and it's him. And we, like, had just gotten out of college. We were living in Seattle. And he was like, will you come with me? And I kid you not, like, I used to play gymnastics, right? Like, so my mom would, like, go sit in the bleachers. It's like a designated parent bleacher above, and you can watch everyone do their flips and everything. There was a parent bleacher, and I said, okay, I'm going to go read up there while you parkour your heart out. And he goes, I don't want to be alone. Can you just follow me around the parkour gym? And I did it. I literally followed him around the parkour gym as he, like, jumps around things, like, breaks his ankle half the time and thinks it's fun. And I was like, I really belong with the parents up there. Like, these are kids and then you, and I'm just walking around. And I wasn't allowed to, like, touch anything because I wasn't paying to parkour / would be good at parkour. So, good mems. He went once and paid for a membership for, like, 6 months because he kept forgetting to cancel it.
Have not all of our boyfriends, fiancés, husbands done that multiple times? They'll get their new hobby of the year.
Absolutely.
Pro to any of the guys that keep with it, but too often you'll be just buy a membership, gung-ho. They're like, full, it's a year membership. It's never like, oh, I'm going to do the trial month. It's a year. And then boom, it's like, oh, whatever happened to don't speak of it. You're like, okay, just get a rough spot.
I want to quit the gym. If anyone watches Friends, you would know that reference.
I haven't seen that for so long. Okay.
Yeah.
Food. What is your food? This one's, like, pretty obvious, I feel, in fall. But, like, I want to hear. Maybe what's basic or what's unique.
Okay.
Fall.
Well, basic to me would be pumpkin breads. Pumpkin everything, okay? I'm all about the pumpkin. I'm here for the basic. I'm going to have to hunt it down on the island, but I think I can find some.
I believe.
But harvest bowls, okay? Granted, we just had sweet greens, and they have a harvest bowl. What I mean by it is, like, they mixed like apples and sweet potato, and like I imagine throwing some nutmeg and like cinnamon and balsamic and chicken, and like I'm a bowl gal. I want to eat all of my meals as a big ass bowl. So that would be my harvest bowls.
Honestly, just roasted and like roasted veg, roasted like potatoes, all that, just anything in that form. It's just so
What's
good.
yours?
I kind of got two. First of all, I just got to give a shout out to pumpkin scone at Starbucks. It is so good. I don't care if it's basic, and I know what to expect. Or for my Canadians, the pumpkin scone at Cobb's, way better. But
Cobb's?
Yeah, Cobb's Bread is kind of like a chain bakery.
Oh.
But they're a little bit locally based, but they're a franchise, so they can't really be one of those lies to you with marketing that it's local, but it's a franchise. But anyways, their pumpkin scones, I don't want to admit how many I have, but that's the basic. Also, I just had to say this because me and Meg's had this conversation. Sandwich. Because we had if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I just want everyone to know I've decided sandwich. Because I think it is the most versatile food on the face of the planet. So I've been thinking a lot about the versatility.
Do you get the options to like change your
Well, that's
meats?
why I was like thinking on one food. I was like, you can have a Nutella peanut butter when it's nice sweet. Technically, French toast is kind of a sandwich. Then you can have like a pizza sandwich. You can have a classic turkey bacon club.
I feel like whoever's determining this rule of one thing for the rest of your life would not count this.
You know what? I made my own rules. It's my life, and I'm just saying I'll live off sandwiches, and I want that known.
But you're not wrong. You could totally do like full-blown meals of like egg sandwich for breakfast.
Yeah.
For like, you're totally right.
And I've never once in my life have the words, ooh, I've eaten too much bread. Now, yeah, sometimes I'm a little full, and I'm like, oh, I feel, but it's not like a taste. Like you can eat too much eggs, and you're like, ooh, this egg is too eggy. But I'm never like, oh, this bread is too bready.
100%.
Right?
Unless it's dry.
It's butter.
Yeah.
True.
Slap
Then
some
it
butter
becomes
on.
breadcrumbs. You put it on a salad. Boom. Bread is the most
Sandwich.
This is the most irrelevant. You're like, I wanted pumpkin. That's why I had to throw in something like folly and apple pie.
Yeah.
Apple pie is underappreciated.
Yeah.
Pumpkin, a roasted apple with some oatmeal. You know what I mean? Saying in that combo, like apple crumble.
Yeah. Also, I have a fun tidbit. When I was in high school and I worked for Starbucks, they had the pumpkin scones, and before they used a different bakery that like would have like a dozen scones all together.
Yeah.
So I'd work the closing shift after school, and I was allowed to take home all of the pumpkin scones. I'd take home everything. My dad was a weirdo and liked like the egg sandwich, so I'd always give him that, and then I would have the scones, and I would bring them to school, and I was like the coolest girl for having a million pumpkin scones.
Honestly, that's how to get popularity under the age 18. Just bring good food. My best
I
friend,
owe it all to pumpkins. Pumpkin scone.
my best friend Chrissy worked at Dairy Queen.
Ooh.
Instant popularity. We go there and we could do custom blizzards, and she'd just give them for free. And I'd be like, yeah, throw in some cheesecake, cookie dough, peanut butter, a little score. That combination makes no sense. Throw in a strawberry. Why?
Yes.
Because I can.
Because it's free. Oh, dude, Dairy Queen is my kryptonite. It is my favorite thing in the world. Like Dairy Queen strawberry cheesecake. I've had dark times with Dairy Queen because I eat it so much.
It's not dark. It'll bring you to the light.
100%. But like, if you can make it dark, I made it dark. Like Michael and I would go through phases of getting them every night. And there's Customer Appreciation Day where everything's 99 cents. Yeah, it was a bad time for me.
Well, here's just your sign. It was Miracle Treat Day about a week and a half ago. So if you didn't go, this is your sign. You have to go get a blizzard and donate to the Children's Hospital. So just go donate $5. They got the little things. You can put the coin in, go do that, and get a blizzard because you missed it. So this is me telling you got to do that.
I love that. Perfect.
Next, I'm going to hit us with the clothing. Why can't I talk? Favorite clothing item.
Clothing. Okay, my clothing of choice would be combat boots.
Oh, yes.
And that's just because I always love combat boots no matter the time of the year, but it seems more appropriate in fall, but I will always wear them no matter what. What is yours?
Oh, I do love combat boots. I have got the best deal on the face of the planet for mine, too.
Is it the Circus brand?
No. Okay, you want to hear this hack?
Yes.
There's these Prada boots I looked at for forever, and I was obsessed with them. They were like this canvas one, and I looked at, I'm not going to spend $1,200 in combat boots.
not.
I was like, no. I was like, whatever. For whatever reason, last year, I'd remember one day I decided to go in, and they had 70% off. And these boots were there only my size. It was like in the middle of summer, so I wasn't gonna wear them, but I bought them, and so I got them for like $300.
So how is that a hack for the rest of us?
I don't know, but like just look at Holt Renfrews.
I was waiting for the hack.
Well, for my Canadians, they do. I do know Holt Renfrew like twice a year has like a seasonal. So if you get a staple piece, like beige combat boots will never not be in, and like something like that. And I was just like, just wait, there's a twice a year sale. But I'd say up in my Americans, you guys don't have Holt Renfrew.
No,
but they have 2 massive sale. So if you can get like your fall stuff in spring, it's like a year old, and it's like 70% off.
I love that.
Worst comes to worst, buy it, sell it. Come fall, and like I could have literally sold those for like $800.
Oh yeah,
that was my backup.
Flipped it like a house,
right?
But it was a Prada shoe.
I know. So now when you see them and I look all fancy in my Prada, be like, those are the same
are
size.
That was a hack for her.
But maybe that'll happen to you. I wish that upon everyone that you find it.
We love a good deal. Even there's these things called circus boots, and you can buy them like on Nordstrom. They're fantastic. I wear them all the time. They're very generic looking combat boots. I bought a black pair and like you said, like a nude pair. And I asked my dad to, when he was coming to visit me in Puerto Rico, I said, can you bring them? Because they don't ship to Puerto Rico. He said, no problem. Combat boots are huge. So he brings them in his carry-on and then checks him and my stepmom's bag. The bag gets lost and he comes and they only have the carry-on and all he has no change of clothes, no toothbrush, just my 2 combat boots. And he was like, I didn't think that through. I said, why didn't you put the combat boots in your checked bag, Dad? And he was like, I don't know. I didn't think about it. But he got the bag the next day. Oh. But it was just an ongoing joke of how much of a diva I was to ask for these combat boots that were, they're humongous boots. So it was a stretch to ask for him not to just bring 1, but 2. But he's my dad. He's going to do it.
Whenever you're a diva from now on, I'm just going to be a typical Sav in her combat boots.
Combat boots, Sav. I know. It's like, but I wear them almost every day. I'm going to wear them tonight. So they're worth it.
Honestly, actually, this is perfect transitioning because what I bought is what I'm wearing tonight. My clothing, also a pair of shoes, ironically. My APL Streamliners. Oh my God, these shoes. I'm wearing them right now to my YouTube audience. Oh, you see them?
You're wearing that to the event?
Let me explain. I know, the only shoes I brought.
This is a nice event, guys.
I know. I'm going athleisure. You'll see the fit. You'll see the fit.
Okay.
But
this is tennis.
I know.
That's why I act like a tennis player?
I play tennis.
But are we supposed to dress like tennis players?
I'm good. I'll do
shoot.
Sporty chic.
Okay. I like that.
But anyways, I've been looking for, because I travel a lot, and I'm doing carry-on only because your luggage will get lost. And I know this is going to sound diva-like, but I was like, it's so hard to travel with just 1 pair of sneakers because now you need your athleisure sneaker, you need your running sneaker, you need your gym sneaker. That's 3 sneakers. Sneakers take up a lot of room. So I was like, I need a pair of sneakers that first of all look cool. That I'm like, I can make a cute athleisure outfit. Second, I can walk all day in. Third, when I need, because I run every day on my run streak, I need to be able to still run in them. And that was a hard combo because either it's like super running shoe and I don't want to walk in that, or a pair of Jordans I'm not going to run in. And so I finally searched around, and these are pricier. We'll say APLs, they're on the pricier side, but my rationale, instead of buying 3, because I was going to buy a pair of Jordans, I was going to pair a pair of Nikes, I was like, I just bought 1 pair of shoes, and now that's literally the only pair of shoes I brought.
I love it.
And they're so comfy, and I do get compliments on them.
What if you get them dirty?
Also, they're washable, machine washable. You just toss them in the washing machine.
Love that.
And these ones are like clear, so that they become the color of your socks. So if I want to like have black shoes, I just wear black socks.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're a little clear, so just like they can take on the sock color.
So
so many outfit options. Honestly, so it was like
so many outfit options.
10 shoes in one.
Because there's nothing worse as well than like I have a dirty white shoe with like bright white socks.
Yes. I know. I feel that's my personality type at this point.
Yes.
Except I have really dirty stain socks. I have a pair of Nike socks that I've had since my basketball days.
Get rid of those.
No, but they like are still in great quality. No, they're in great quality. I don't understand it. Like I'm waiting for them to rip, have a hole, wear them once a week.
Mine get like stiff.
Mine don't. They're comfy.
I don't know why they do, but they do.
You need some
what's it? Fabric
softener.
Yeah. They get like little stiffy and gross, and I'm like, toss. Time to toss.
That's fair. But no, these like that's why I'm like I'm ready. I throw out my socks. These guys, I'm like I don't want to throw it if they're still working.
Yeah.
Don't
get rid of it. What is it? Don't knock it
until you try it?
No. Yes, but no. What is it like? If it ain't broken, don't fix it or whatever.
Yeah, with your hick there accent.
Yeah. I don't know why I did that.
What are you implying?
I don't know. Okay, moving on to the next one. Drink of choice. What is your drink of choice for fall weather?
Okay, I made a reel last year of the 3 fall items. So you can go there. There's 3 recipes. One's like a pumpkin frappuccino. I honestly forgot about the rest of them. But hard kombucha. Oh my God. And we don't really get it up in Canada, like June Shine and all that. But in Canada, you know what we do? We pour it to kombucha and then we add tequila to the kombucha and make a hard kombucha. But
that sounds better.
it's honestly either way. Alcoholic kombucha. Because what is one of the reasons for your hangovers and upset stomachs? Is alcohol kills your gut microbiome. Quote unquote from Andrew Huberman, talked about on the podcast on Monday. So kombucha, fermented foods, good for your stomach. Does it counteract? Probably not, but placebo effect is the most studied medicine.
Love it. Yes.
I tell myself it's a hangover cure. There we go. How about you?
I love that. Well, I wrote wine, red wine with your sweater weather, and ciders. And I am solely saying this because, growing up in Seattle, I would go to a pumpkin patch, or you go to these fun cideries. I mean, there's a million wineries, million cideries, breweries in Washington, and they make the nicest aesthetic with their farms that are attached, or pretty twinkle lights. And so my favorite thing I love to do with my mom when I visit every fall is go to a cidery or go to a pumpkin patch that also has a cidery or a winery. So that's where I'm there's no benefits to it other than it just gives me good vibes and warm vibes.
It's great vibes. And also, just in case anyone didn't guess, who is Sav's favorite artist? I think if you couldn't get with the red wine, cozy sweater weather, cider, Taylor Swift.
Yes,
that sums up Taylor Swift right there.
I was literally going to say Taylor Swift in 5 of these. So
she's just you're in your Taylor Swift era. That is fall.
I am always in my Taylor Swift era.
Honestly,
but you're not wrong. She really capitalizes on fall in her vibes in general.
I think there's a whole TikTok trend of her being kind of chuggy basic fall girl last year, and I'm here for it. And you know what? That is the chuggy basicness. I hate the word chuggy, but that I love.
I will join her any day. Honestly, when you can hate on Taylor Swift, you cannot like her, but if you're near me, you better watch your mouth.
Just don't have that argument. I'm making a full remixed DJ set of Taylor Swift for Sav's wedding and for bachelorette party.
For my wedding.
And the
Michael
wedding too.
would be oh my gosh. He can tolerate it. Basically, when one of her albums came out, I woke up immediately and just started playing the music, and he was playing his music, and I said, you know who's going to win here. And he had to turn his off. So he knows my love for her. Yeah, basically, in that sense of Taylor Swift. And even my friend Maddie was in town, and she literally was like, do you want to listen to Taylor Swift while we cook breakfast? And I said, yes. And the boys just tolerated it.
You just accept it.
I'm you don't have to love her. That's fine. But he knows, if we were to go to a concert together, he would be really concerned. He could not unsee how weird I would be and excited and crying and hyperventilating. Yeah.
It's an emotional experience.
Yeah.
Raised by Taylor Swift.
I know. I don't know why I love her so much. I honestly couldn't tell you what it was.
All I know is she holds a special place in my heart because 22 came out the year I turned 22.
Oh, that's
Do you know how magical that is when that's blaring all the clubs? It still comes on. You folks turning 22, I appreciate it, but they're so magical when it was the song of the summer. I turned 20. She spoke to me.
Did you go to a diner at night, like she says in the song?
Probably no. Actually, no, I did. If
Is
Denny's counts.
Denny's, yes.
Oh, I did many of Denny's 3 years.
Yeah, you're not just Taylor Swift, I like Denny's.
It was a different mode than Taylor Swift. It was a bit more LFMAO at that point.
Yeah, you were accurate. I did that at 22. Because isn't one of the lyrics let's go to a diner at night? Denny's or something?
Does she say Denny's? Maybe diner. You want to Google that?
Yeah, I'm going to Google it. I'm going to fact check this. Taylor Swift.
But I do feel blessed that Taylor Swift is just a few years older than me. So it's by the time the song came out, it was exactly when I was going through that phase of life she is. Because, she wrote it, then it takes 2 or 3 years to produce. So I was just and probably every girl is saying this because but there's something magical that came out. And I was 22. It came out when I was 22. I was that was special.
Absolutely. Here it is. Dress up like hipsters and make fun of our exes. And then it feels like a perfect night for breakfast at midnight. That's what it was. It wasn't Denny's. It was breakfast.
But I did have some good eggs Benny. Well, I don't know how good it was at 3 a.m. after the bar, singing that when I was 22. Leaving the Ranch Roadhouse in the Pint.
Ranch Roadhouse.
Hampton, Alberta. My beer and my biscuits. I'm sorry.
There's Keltie with her beer and her biscuits.
I'm from Berta.
Double B, triple B.
Take the girl out of Berta. Can't take Berta out of the girl. I'm sorry, that cringed from my represent.
I love it. Okay, our last one is, as Keltie calls, miscellaneous. What's your miscellaneous?
Random one. I'm gonna say it's gonna be one from hick to
classy?
really like classy. I was gonna say tech bro, but Notion on the iPad. So Notion, it's like a software organizer, note-taking app, and everyone always talks about it. I would download it and it would just look like this basic to-do list, and looks really boring. I was like, I don't want another to-do list, because for me, I might work. We work with it a bit together. ClickUp, and it's like my organization. A lot of people use Slack it, and you have your like thing that organizes your whole life, and I have that for ClickUp. But I was trying to put personal stuff in, but I have my separate phones and just trying. So I decided to make like a software organizer agenda thing for my personal life. And so I use Notion, and here's the trick: go on YouTube and just write like you have to see the templates or see like the tutorials, and people will show you how to make it so pretty and custom to you. And so I've been designing my like Notion to be like my agenda for my personal life, because we have like our work life in order, but like my to-do list for taking out the trash, calling my doctor, calling my mom, my workouts, like just pretty much it's not work related. And then so after 7 p.m., like it just is a nice way to like keep myself organized, and it looks really pretty. So there's something therapeutic about it too. So highly recommend.
Okay, I like that.
You can make it pretty or you can make it basic. A lot of like tech bros love it. So it's like very custom. It's
almost like a. Do you remember when Lily Pulitzer planners were popular?
Oh my God, I have salivated over having. Oh my God, that was a phase. That was actually the funniest phase that Canadians went through as well, because it was something like such like Southern America.
I know,
and we went through it in Northern Canada.
I know.
We have like what we think we're the Southern belles.
It was because the colors, the girliness. It was like it hadn't been just tapped into that market yet, right? But everybody had it. Like in my sorority, like I was a loser if I didn't have this. So I like splurged because it was like $35 for a planner, and that is so much for a planner. And I would like color coordinate everything.
That was honestly, I remember that, and just like being so jealous of the sorority girls, because you see it on Pinterest and people downstairs, and I was like, oh, what did I do to live that life? So we all like fake lived it. It's just so funny. Like, we don't have sororities. Like we don't live on farm. Like we're in a different country.
But Southern sororities are very different from the West Coast. So even our sororities aren't really. It's mostly girls get together and party, and you live in like a makeshift house.
Yeah.
Southern sororities are like, and any listeners that are in a Southern sorority would know. Like you would hear stories about how kind of like structured they are, and they are like the kind of iconic stereotypical sorority girl, where ours were literally just like hot messes all the time. So it's not taken as seriously on the West Coast as it is in the South. They like eat, sleep, breathe their letters. They are the Lily Pulitzers. We were the posers that just like to party together and live in a house together.
I will say there is, I think it's Netflix or it's a documentary, it could be another streaming, one of the 10 trillion there is now, of Alabama Rush. Oh. That's like, so last year, I believe they filmed it last year, so it might be coming out this year. I heard that on Money and Toast. But yeah, I think it's like, will be like, think of like Cheer on Netflix, but with Alabama Rush, because that blew up on TikTok last year. Wow. So that's coming. Honestly, I don't know if I should be embarrassed. I'm so excited for that.
I am so excited. We would have people come from the South that would like watch our recruitment, and like we were embarrassed. Like they were like, you have to be in unison. You have to have like prim, proper, arms behind your back. You have to walk like, our song was like to Beyonce, the "It's you, you're the one I want," and I had to do it over and over and over. And you have to like make these certain conversations with girls. And like honestly, I'm very friendly, so I love doing this. I was like more friends, absolutely, but a lot of girls that aren't as outgoing or extroverted, they're like, this is their nightmare. And you have to wear the same colors. You have to wear the same skirts. You have to get approved by the head of recruitment. Sometimes they'll literally tell you look not cute. You have to wear certain heels. Your hair has to be a certain way. You weren't allowed to like wear certain earrings. It was so intense. So that was just our rush. I cannot imagine being in the South and how intense their rush would be.
Oh my God.
Like, we would not have even made those sororities if we went to the South. Everyone said that. Like,
jeez,
it was so intense. I have a lot of dark stories from my sorority days that, like, I like don't think I'd be allowed to talk about, but it's just like some of it is the most stereotypical thing you'll ever hear.
That's insane. In my welcome week, I learned how to play flip cup and beer pong and did some cake stands, and that was a welcome week in Canada. And you guys like strict this and all that, like just different worlds.
Well, it was like recruitment, you do it before school.
Oh, true, yeah.
So like then you can do it syllabus week, then you have a ton of fun, you meet all the new girls, like it's so much fun. But recruitment is a dog eat dog world. Like girls will simply not like you by like a 5-minute conversation, right? It's crazy, and they'll like identify that entire sorority as that one person. So weirdly, the sorority I joined, I didn't even really like the girls I talked to. Like they weren't that friendly. So therefore, I thought the sorority wasn't friendly, even though I ended up joining it down the road, and they were awesome, right? So it's like, it's just such a weird world. So it'd be interesting to see what they show. Because that aspect I did not love in a sorority was like there's a lot of judgment that goes around in like how do you choose somebody with a 5-minute conversation?
You can't.
No.
Because they're really impressive and they could be faking it, or people haven't warmed up to you, so it's not their real selves. Like
Absolutely.
only like 1% of people are like really good at like fully showing themselves and not an overly way, and they have to be so that's such like it's almost not possible. Which I think we should do. Let's hear what the audience says. Like a back to school stories. So like you talk about sorority, I can do it from sports, because I think it's kind of neat that like I had the college sports and you had the sorority, which are the two kind of, and we just talked about some like back to school moments, like
That'd
funny
be so
stories.
fun.
We should do that. If you guys want to submit to confession session,
Yes.
go into our Hitting the Bars podcast or Instagram, DM us any like funny back to school stories, whether it be sororities on a sports team or just general first day back at school embarrassing moments. Or just something you need to get off your chest. Let us know. And let us know if you want it anonymous or you want us to say your name.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Okay.
And I guess to wrap it up, we got really distracted. I was like, I could expose a lot. But the miscellaneous that I would say...
I forgot. I thought I was the last one. My bad. Go.
Is Only Murders in the Building TV show. Phenomenal. 2 seasons out. And it is the most fall-esque show you could ever watch. Has Selena Gomez, Steve Martin... couldn't tell you the other guy, but he is Jack Frost in Santa Claus with Tim Allen, and it is so good. It's like humorous, and it's based in New York during fall, so just so cozy. And also I added in to get a good fall mug because, dude, I don't know why I do this, but I'll go to Home Goods and I'll buy like a designated fun fall mug almost every year. I do it.
I always have a fall kitchen towel, you know, the wipe your hands in. I always buy like one pumpkin themed one from Winners, and I was just like, that's my decoration. Got a little pumpkin on there, and then
love that.
But yeah, and I also sage diffuser. It's like some citrusy. I always like do that. I change my sage diffuser to the aroma. Like it'll be pine and Christmas.
Ooh, yes.
So it like just smells fall.
Pumpkin-y.
Like,
yes.
Citrus, pumpkin, cinnamon. Oh.
See, that's like when I live in these places that don't have fall, I'm like in denial. You know, so like I try so hard. It was so cute. Last year, my dad mailed me fake like leaves, like autumn leaves. He mailed me pumpkins because he knew how much I loved fall, and that I was living in Miami at the time that had 0 fall. Like California, like I said, doesn't really have fall, but at least there's like some sort of leaf falls down. In Miami, there was 0. So like he was like, I know you love fall and there's no fall, so I brought it to you, and it was so cute, and I saved it, so I'm gonna decorate our house with it.
If you're ever missing fall, maybe this is why I'm not as excited about fall this year. I feel Vancouver is 80% fall. Like we don't really forget winter, and summer ends, and then it's just kind of fall. It's like it's rainy, which is kind of dumb, but like honestly, fall is like a 6-month season in Vancouver. Which is kind of fabulous. If you're ever missing fall, come to Vancouver between October to May. It's
to
fall.
May.
Yeah, like, it's like long, and like the leaves, like you get crunchy. Leaves don't crunch though. The humidity, it sounds so satisfying. In Edmonton, it's so dry. You see crunchy leaf, you just step on it. It's just like that's it.
Yeah.
In Vancouver,
Yeah,
a little upsetting.
That is really upsetting.
On that note.
On that note,
We'll leave you on that dark, morbid.
Yeah.
Just if you live in a dry climate, just crunch like
I feel
extra
like this
leaves
is
for
one
us.
of the most like we had so many random topics in this because we're now actually in person. So hopefully you guys liked it.
Yeah. Hopefully you like us better in person than
Yeah,
the
you're not like,
fart.
wow, they're annoying. All right, guys. Well, we will see you in the next episode.
Of hitting the bars. Bye-bye.
Bye.